Send Help is one of the most ridiculous, outrageous, unhinged films I've ever seen in my life. And yet, for reasons I'm going to find very difficult to explain, I was captivated by it. I really enjoyed this film. I can't tell you exactly what genre I think it is. I can't tell you whether it's comedy, whether it's drama, whether it's a psychological thriller, or whether it's a gory horror, because it's none of those things, and yet it's all of those things just stitched together with slime. It's like a chaotic cocktail of absolute chaos, and yet somehow it works flawlessly. The plot of this film is so absurd that I think all the credit goes to the acting. You've got two absolutely amazing actors. You've got Rachel McAdams, who plays Linda, and Rachel is a phenomenal actor. She's proved that in numerous other films, and she really shines in this. And she plays Linda, who is an absolute freaking nutcase. She is creepy and weird and eccentric and self-pitying, and she thinks that she's charming and clever when, well, actually she is quite clever, but she's a nut job. And then you've got Dylan O'Brien, who plays Bradley. Dylan is flawless as an actor. He is so clever, so good at what he does. Just his facial expressions, just the fact that he can wear his emotions on his face to a degree where you can tell what he's thinking just by the look in his eyes. He is that good. And he plays Bradley, this self-absorbed, horrible, narcissistic, misogynistic moron. And he plays him so well. That is a compliment, by the way. The film starts slow, and that's not a bad thing because it's just developing the environment and bringing us into the story and introducing the characters. It's set in the corporate world. You see a lot of prejudice. A lot of the things that actually happen in workplaces is occurring right now, and the actors do such a good job of keeping you entertained and keeping you engrossed. Linda and Bradley end up on an aeroplane. They're flying, and the plane crashes, and they are the only two survivors, and now they're stranded on an island. I don't know two worse people that I could ever want to be stranded with than these two characters. They are so devilishly annoying. If there was anyone that you would want to kill, it was probably these two. They're so killable. Okay, I know how that sounds. And it's here on this island that the story just gets wild and out of control and completely unhinged. It's funny at times, it's scary at times, it's very isolated, very claustrophobic, and at times it made me feel a little bit nauseous. And I don't normally feel sick when I'm watching films, and I've watched tons of films. I watched Chainsaw Massacre, I watched so many films that have got blood and gore, and none of them have made me want to physically throw up. But there's one point in this film, the boar scene. Now, if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, then go and watch it and then come back and we'll talk about it in the comments. But that scene literally made me want to feel sick. I had to stop eating my popcorn, put it down, take a few breaths, wait for the scene to finish, and then brace myself and start eating my popcorn again. That is how it made me feel. And that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it was part of the experience of the film. It was very difficult to predict what was going to happen. Judging by how the characters were, you had an indication of how sour this was going to turn, but it's so outrageous, and the way that it concludes and the twist at the end, it was uncomfortable and very unpredictable. In terms of criticism, the only thing that I didn't like was the ending. I felt that the ending was a little bit abrupt. Now, this is subjective, but I think that there could have been a little bit more at the end. I didn't feel like there was enough closure, and also right at the end I thought it was a little bit silly. But other than that, this was great. So as a final subjective verdict, I would say that people are going to really enjoy this film. I certainly enjoyed it to the extent that I would want to watch a sequel. I mean, they could call it something like Send More Help. Okay, that sounds ridiculous. Sorry about that. But I mean, if they do use that, then I wouldn't mind a mention. Anyway, if you did like this review and you want to hear more of my thoughts on films and books and all things entertainment and all that jazz, then give me a follow on TikTok or subscribe on YouTube or wherever it is that you're watching me. Until next time, I'm the Night Writer, signing out.